It was a quiet morning, much like any other. The sun spilled gently through the kitchen window, brushing the old wooden table with gold. A kettle hissed softly on the stove, and there he sat, David, 72 years old, hands wrapped around a mug of coffee. The pain started somewhere deep inside his chest. A tightness not sharp, but strange, unfamiliar. He frowned, rubbed at his sternum, and told himself it was probably the eggs he had for breakfast. Just gas, he muttered, standing up and stretching stiff shoulders. Outside, birds chirped in the spring air. Life moved on. Inside, a silent alarm had already been triggered, one he didn't recognize, one he didn't want to recognize. Have you ever brushed off a feeling like that? Have you ever told yourself it's nothing? I'm just getting older. While a small voice inside whispered, but what if it's not? Today I want to have a real gentle conversation with you. No fear, no pressure about the small signs that could be your body's way of crying for help. And more importantly, how you can listen before it's too late. Because life after 60 isn't about giving up. It's about leaning in, caring more, loving yourself better. Let's walk through this slowly and carefully, together. Grace was always the lively one at her Sunday church group. 68 years old with a hearty laugh and a quick wit, she was the kind of woman who made everyone feel instantly at ease. One evening after a long day tending her beloved rose garden, Grace felt an odd sensation across her chest, like a belt tightening slowly around her ribs. It wasn't exactly painful, just uncomfortable. Probably the garden work, she thought. Maybe I pulled a muscle. She made a cup of tea, sat down with her favorite book, and tried to ignore it. The next morning, the feeling was gone. So she smiled to herself, shrugged it off, and got on with her day. 2 weeks later, she collapsed at home from a massive heart attack. The doctors said if she had come in when she first noticed the pressure, they might have caught the warning signs early. But Grace didn't want to be a burden. She didn't want to make a fuss. And that tiny decision, that act of silence, nearly cost her everything. Then there was Robert, 72, a retired mechanic, proud and stubborn as an old oak tree. For months, Robert had been misplacing his keys, forgetting appointments, getting lost, driving to the grocery store he'd visited 1,000 times. His daughter noticed. She asked him gently, "Dad, are you feeling all right?" He chuckled, ruffled her hair like when she was a little girl, and said, it's just the years catching up to me. Happens to everyone." By the time Robert finally agreed to see a doctor, his mild cognitive impairment had progressed. Had they caught it earlier, simple medications and therapy could have slowed the decline. Instead, precious time slipped through their fingers like sand. These aren't just stories, they're silent echoes of what could happen to any of us if we don't listen to our bodies carefully, lovingly, without shame. Maybe you're wondering right now, but isn't it normal to feel aches and forget things after 60? Let's answer that. And let's make the science simple, because you deserve clarity, not confusion. Here's what's really happening inside your body after 60. Your heart, that amazing engine that has worked for decades without rest, is a little less elastic now. The arteries that once flexed with every beat are stiffer. Blood doesn't move quite as freely. Your brain, beautiful, vast, and intricate, is a little slower to process memories and react to new information. It's natural. It's part of aging. But it also means that when something feels different, unusual, sharper, or more persistent, it's worth paying attention to. Think of your body like a vintage car. It's a masterpiece full of stories and strength, but it needs careful maintenance. It needs you to notice when a sound isn't right, when a light flashes on the dashboard. It needs you to treat it with the same reverence you'd give a rare, precious artifact. Here's another truth: your immune system after 60 works more slowly. It doesn't react to infections with the same snap and vigor it once had. Wounds heal slower. Energy returns slower. That's why something that once would have been just a cold at 40 can turn into pneumonia at 70. Why a tiny infection in the bladder can spread into the bloodstream faster than before. Small changes matter now. Small warnings matter now. And understanding this, really understanding it, isn't about being afraid. It's about being prepared. It's about being empowered. Have you ever thought, if my body is changing, maybe I should change how I listen to it too? If so, you are absolutely right. And in the next part, we'll walk together through the 7 symptoms doctors urge you never to ignore. Not because we expect trouble, but because we expect life. More of it, better of it, stronger of it. Are you ready to listen deeper? Let's go. Now let's get very real and very clear. Here are the 7 deadly symptoms that doctors urgently warn us never to ignore after 60. I'll explain each one gently simply because you deserve to know exactly what to look for without feeling overwhelmed. 1. Sudden chest pain or pressure. If you feel tightness, pressure, or squeezing in your chest, even if it's mild, it could be the early sign of a heart attack. It might not feel like the classic Hollywood stab in the heart pain. It might just feel uncomfortable, heavy, like someone sitting on your chest. Please, if you notice this, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. Every minute matters when it comes to the heart. 2. Shortness of breath, even at rest. Are you finding it hard to breathe after simply walking across a room or even while sitting still? This isn't just getting older. It could be a warning sign of heart failure, lung disease, or even a dangerous blood clot. Breath is life. When it's strained, don't wait. 3. Unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without trying, especially more than 5% of your body weight in a few months, is a red flag. It could point to cancer, thyroid issues, or serious infections. If your clothes are suddenly loose and you haven't changed your habits, it's time for a checkup. 4. Slurred speech or confusion. If you or someone around you suddenly has trouble speaking clearly, understanding simple sentences, or feels disoriented, act fast. These are classic signs of a stroke. According to the American Stroke Association, acting within the first 3 hours after symptoms start can double or triple the chance of recovery. Time lost is brain lost. Don't guess. Don't wait. Call for help. 5. Severe headaches unlike before you know your body. If a headache comes on strong, fast, and different from anything you felt before, it could signal a brain bleed or aneurysm, especially if it's paired with nausea, vision changes, or confusion. Pain is the body's alarm system. When it's screaming, we must listen. 6. Unusual bleeding or bruising. A sudden bruise the size of a grapefruit on your arm, bleeding gums without reason, nosebleeds that don't stop. These can signal blood disorders, vitamin deficiencies, or even certain cancers. Normal aging makes skin thinner, yes, but sudden severe bleeding is not normal. 7. Swelling in legs or abdomen. Notice swelling in your ankles, calves, or belly. This could point to heart failure, liver disease, or problems with your kidneys. If your socks are leaving deep marks on your legs, if your shoes suddenly feel tight, pay attention. Maybe right now you're thinking, but sometimes little things just happen, don't they? Isn't it better not to panic? And you're right, not every ache is an emergency. But after 60, our bodies speak in softer, subtler tones. And what might have been nothing at 30 could mean something very important at 70. Knowing these signs isn't about living in fear. It's about living in partnership with your body, tuning in, respecting it, responding when it asks for help. Because your body wants to heal. It wants to survive. It wants you here. And you have so much more living to do. But why do so many people ignore these warning signs? Why did Grace dismiss her chest tightness? Why did Robert brush off his memory loss? Let's talk about that next, honestly, compassionately, without judgment. One of the greatest dangers after 60 isn't just the symptoms themselves. It's the silent habit of ignoring them. And not because you don't care, but because, well, maybe you don't want to bother anyone, or you think it's just part of aging. Or maybe deep down, you're a little scared to find out the truth. Grace once said with tears in her eyes, "I didn't want my kids to worry. I thought if I just slept it off, it would go away." And Robert, too, admitted, "I was afraid they'd tell me it was bad news, so I said nothing." This is heartbreakingly common. In fact, researchers at Yale University found that over 60% of seniors delay seeking medical help even after noticing serious symptoms. Why? Because fear, pride, guilt, and even love, the desire to protect your family from worry, can create silence. But silence can be deadly. It's important to remember you are not a burden. You are not overreacting. You are not weak for speaking up. In fact, the bravest thing you can do, the most loving thing, is to act. Because when you act, you give yourself the best chance to stay strong, to stay present, to stay living the life you love. And isn't that worth it? Now, are you wondering, what exactly should I do if I notice one of these symptoms? How can you act without panic, but with wise, steady steps? If you're still following us and finding these insights valuable, please leave your thoughts in the comments to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss any updates. Your support enables us to keep delivering valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now let's dive into the next part. Imagine this. You notice a strange tightness in your chest, or a nagging shortness of breath while you're just folding laundry, or a sudden throbbing headache that feels foreign unsettling. What do? Do you wait and hope it disappears? Do you tell yourself it's probably nothing, or do you act calmly, wisely in a way that protects your life? Here's a simple, loving blueprint for what to do when symptoms appear. No panic, no guilt. Just steady, clear steps that honor your body's needs. Step 1. Trust the signal. Your body is talking to you for a reason. Don't dismiss it. Don't argue with it. Don't minimize it. If you feel something that doesn't seem right, new pain, sudden weakness, confusion, bleeding, trust yourself. You are not imagining it. You are not being dramatic. You are being attentive. And that attentiveness might save your life. Step 2. Record the details. Write it down immediately or ask someone you trust to help. When did the symptoms start? What exactly does it feel like? What makes it better or worse? Have you had anything like it before? Even just a few notes in a small notebook or on your phone can help your doctor act faster and smarter. It doesn't have to be fancy. A few scribbled words are enough. Step 3. Seek medical help within 24 hours. This is crucial. If a serious symptom appears, don't wait to see if it goes away. Call your doctor. Or if it feels urgent like chest pain, breathing trouble, sudden confusion, call emergency services. Every hour matters. The Mayo Clinic states that prompt action in the first 24 hours after noticing a critical symptom increases survival rates dramatically up to 50% higher compared to delayed care. This isn't about living in fear. It's about living in partnership with your future. Imagine Robert, after months of forgetting, finally visiting his doctor. Imagine the relief he and his daughter felt when they caught his cognitive decline early enough to slow it down. Imagine Grace if she had gone to the hospital the night she first felt her chest tighten, avoiding that devastating heart attack. You deserve that chance too. Maybe right now you're wondering, but what if it's nothing? What if I waste the doctor's time? Dear friend, you are never a waste. Your life is precious, your health is important, and every doctor would rather check and find nothing wrong than see you suffer silently. Promise yourself this simple ritual. If something feels wrong, I will act within 24 hours. Write it down. Put it on your fridge. Tell a loved one to remind you. Let this be your quiet, powerful vow to yourself, because caring for yourself is not selfish, it's sacred. Now you might ask, but is there real proof that these steps, noticing, acting quickly, actually save lives? Absolutely. Let's walk through the hard, beautiful facts together. In one of the longest studies ever conducted on human health, the Harvard Adult Development Study tracked over 700 people for more than 75 years. Their findings were clear and powerful. Those who paid attention to their health signs, who sought help early, who formed trusting relationships with their doctors, not only lived longer, but lived better. More vibrant, independent, joyful lives. Ignoring symptoms, on the other hand, was linked directly to earlier disability, greater suffering, and reduced lifespan. Another study from Stanford University showed that micro-actions, tiny, consistent health check-ins, and early doctor visits led to 30% fewer hospitalizations among seniors over a 5-year period. Not massive lifestyle overhauls, not extreme measures, just small, steady attention. Isn't that hopeful? Isn't that empowering? It means you don't have to climb a mountain to protect your life. You just have to listen carefully, respond gently, and trust yourself bravely. Maybe today is the day you start that ritual. Maybe today is the day you decide, if my body whispers, I will answer. And that small decision could change everything. In the next part, we'll talk about the myths, the dangerous, deadly myths that too many people believe after 60, and how we can break them down together with kindness and courage. Stay with me. You're doing something powerful just by being here. Let's take a deep breath together. Because now we must face some myths, the quiet lies we tell ourselves after 60 that are far more dangerous than we realize. I'll share them with care, not blame, because we've all believed them at one time or another, and because breaking them could mean the difference between fear and freedom, between silence and survival. Myth 1. It has to be big to matter. If it's serious, it'll be obvious, we tell ourselves. A little ache, a little cough. It's nothing. But here's the truth. Many deadly conditions start quietly. Heart attacks often begin with mild discomfort. Strokes can start with nothing more than a little dizziness or blurred speech. Cancer can whisper through the body with barely a symptom at first. Small symptoms are not small signals. They are your early warnings. And early warnings are gifts, precious, life-saving gifts if we listen. Myth 2, I need motivation first. I know I should go to the doctor. You might think, but I'm not ready, I'm scared. I'll wait until I feel more motivated. But motivation is not the starting line. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Just like a car that won't move unless you turn the key, your courage grows the moment you take the first small step. Make the call. Schedule the appointment. Write down your symptoms. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to begin, and the bravery will meet you along the way. Myth 3, I failed before. So it won't work now. Maybe you ignored symptoms once before. Maybe you delayed seeing a doctor once before. Maybe you even suffered because of it. And now a tiny voice inside says, it's too late, I've messed up already. But please hear me, that voice is wrong. You have not failed, you have learned. Your past does not disqualify you from hope. In fact, it qualifies you for deeper strength, deeper wisdom, deeper care. Neuroscientists have proven through countless studies that the brain continues to adapt and heal even into our 80s and 90s. It's called neuroplasticity, and it means that change is always possible right up to your very last breath. You are not broken. You are still becoming, and you are still worthy of every beautiful tomorrow that health can offer. When you break these myths gently, patiently, you step into a new kind of power. A power that isn't flashy or loud. A power that looks like showing up for yourself every single day in 1,000 small, quiet ways. And that power, that is how lives are saved. Not in dramatic rescues, but in steady, faithful listening. Now, after all this talk of science and symptoms and action steps, I want to step back with you. I want to touch the deeper heart of this whole conversation, because at the end of the day, it's not just about health. It's about life. It's about legacy. It's about love. Imagine just for a moment that your life is a candle, a warm, steady light that has burned through decades through triumph and heartbreak, laughter and loss. A light that has warmed others, guided others, inspired others. Your body, this miraculous, aging, beautiful body, is the vessel that holds that flame. When you listen to your symptoms, when you protect your health, when you honor your needs, you are tending that flame. You are keeping it strong against the winds of time. You are protecting not just yourself, but every life your light touches. Grace, after surviving her heart attack, once said something that moved me deeply. I thought my story was over, but it wasn't. I realized every extra day is a gift, and every gift deserves gratitude. And Robert, after learning to manage his memory loss, told his daughter one afternoon, I don't remember everything, but I remember to smile at you. I remember that I love you, and that's enough. Their stories didn't end when they were diagnosed. They evolved. They deepened. And yours can too. Because your health isn't just about adding more days to your life. It's about adding more life to your days. More laughter, more hugs, more sunsets, more memories made and shared and savored. You are not just surviving, you are living. And living well starts with listening well. Stay with me just a little longer, because in the next part, I'll share a clear, beautiful, simple 3-step action plan you can start today to protect your light, to guard your future, to honor your life, because you deserve nothing less. You've walked with me through the signs, the stories, the science, and the myths. You felt the weight and the wonder of what it means to care for your body after 60. Now let's bring it all together with a simple, powerful commitment, a 3-step protection plan for your life. Small enough to start today, big enough to change everything. Are you ready? Here it is. Step 1, save the 7 symptoms list. Take a picture of it. Write it down. Print it and stick it on your fridge. Keep it somewhere you can see it easily, not hidden in a drawer. Chest pain, shortness of breath, unexplained weight loss, slurred speech or confusion, severe headaches, unusual bleeding or bruising, swelling in legs or abdomen. These are the 7 silent alarms you must never ever ignore. Knowing them by heart is like carrying a shield into battle. It won't make you invincible, but it will make you prepared. Step 2, share this knowledge with one person. Maybe a spouse, maybe a sibling, maybe a neighbor or a best friend. Tell them what you've learned, show them the list, encourage them to share it with someone else. Because when we teach, we strengthen what we know. And when we protect others, we protect ourselves. You might just save a life, maybe even your own. Imagine a chain of protection stretching from your heart to theirs, linking lives together with wisdom and care. You have that power. Step 3, make a 24-hour commitment. If you notice any of the 7 symptoms, no matter how mild, no matter how silly it feels, promise yourself I will act within 24 hours. That means calling your doctor, visiting urgent care, telling someone you trust, getting checked. Not someday, not when it gets worse, not when you're sure it's serious, within 24 hours. Because time saves tissue, time saves memory, time saves life. Let this commitment be your quiet armor, not worn with fear, worn with fierce love for the life you still have to live. Because after all the science, all the advice, all the statistics, it comes down to this: you matter. Your story isn't finished yet. You are still the author of your days. And today, right now, you have the pen in your hand. So here's my final heartfelt invitation. Pause, breathe. Place your hand gently over your chest, feeling the steady drumbeat of your life, and whisper to yourself, I choose to listen. I choose to protect. I choose to live. You are stronger than you know. You are more important than you believe. And your best chapters might still be ahead. Let's begin writing them starting today, not to scare you, but to empower you, because knowledge is love made visible. And you, dear friend, are so deeply, fiercely loved. Now go and live bravely, joyfully, wisely. Your story isn't over. It's just getting started. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us one thing you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your feedback means a lot to us, so please feel free to share. Reading your comments truly motivates and inspires us. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to keep creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.